In this video, I challenged myself to crochet 4 bags in 5 days. I knew the possibility of this challenge becoming a success was less than 1% because most of my crochet projects takes months and even years to complete. Plus other factors like filming with my phone, the unstable power supply, and I'm still pretty much a beginner. Let's find out if she will succeed. Good morning. So it's 11:25 a.m. on a Sunday and I'm about to spend the next 5 days crocheting 4 bags. Here are the rules of the challenge. 1. The bags can be finished before the 5th day but no later than the 5th day. 2. 3 out of these 4 bags would have to be fully lined. And lastly, I will have to keep my daily routine, which means I will eat, sleep and work out. I spent 20,000 naira buying yarn and over 1 week pouring through tutorials, but no amount of tutorials could prepare me for what I was about to face. So for my first project, I selected this army colored yarn and make colored yarn. I'm working with a 4mm crochet hook. This is exactly 12 p.m. and that's when I'm starting my very first project. I'm really curious to find out how long it is going to take me to do this. Started off with the slip knot. So I changed my first color. You can already tell what I'm making from what you are seeing. I'm making a checkered bag. I just noticed that I did 57 chains instead of 56. And now I have 5 chains remaining at the end here. I wanted my squares to be made up of 4 stitches, which means I'll have to make a chain that is divisible by 4. And because I made a chain of 57, I had to lose it and start all over again from beginning. Little did I know that this was going to be one of the many times I'll have to lose my project and start it all over again from beginning during the course of this challenge. If only she could see the future. This is 1 hour check-in. This is 1:13 right now and this is the only thing I've done. Let me give you a rundown of what this bag entails. It's a bag that is made up of 3 panels, 2 body parts, and a part that makes up the base and the handle. I've always had a hard time tracking how long I spend on my projects, and that was why I decided to do a check-in every few hours. So this is 4 hours check-in because this is 4 p.m. now, and I started making this around 12 p.m. This project requires 3 panels and I'm only halfway done with 1 panel. So it's currently 5:45 p.m. and this is my 5 hours 45 minutes check-in. I've done the number of rows that I want for the bag. This number, I think I did 13, 14 like this and 13 for the length. I want to start doing decreases for the hand parts. I'm just so happy, even though today this is the only thing I've achieved. I'm still going to crochet some more. There's still a lot of time before I can go to bed. But I've not rested since I started crocheting. Like my back hurts very badly. Because I did a total number of 14 squares, I counted 4 squares on each side and put my stitch markers there to mark where I'm going to end my decreases. Okay, so it's already dark outside and they've taken a light. I'm using my torchlight right now. So I'll have to do this thing that I did this side on this other side too. After I finished doing the decreases on the other side, I discovered something very shocking. I had done a mistake and that required me to lose everything I had done from beginning to the end. I mean, the decreases I had done. Today is day 2 and I woke up like 4 hours ago. I've been working on this. I was only able to finish 1 panel last night. I haven't even washed my face nor brushed my teeth. That's embarrassing. And I still have the panel that will make up the base and the hands to make. I haven't made that part too, but it's fine. I'm making progress, that's what's important. Even though today is already day 2 and I just have 3 more days to make the other 3 bags. At this point, I was beginning to see the first signs of stress. I finally finished the 2 panels and I'm currently working on the base and the handle. Today I crocheted for 9 hours straight. I didn't have the energy to actually even film anything. This whole challenge is taking a toll on me mentally. Like I started doubting myself today. This literally has to be the longest thing I've ever crocheted. It's taller than me. I absolutely do not recommend this challenge for anyone because yeah, I got it out here. I'm going insane. The next morning, I decided to do some exercise to ease up the stress of the previous day. If you can notice, I'm sweating. Today, I'm finally working out. This bag took a lot from me yesterday, so I want to rejuvenate my energy today. And after that, I was on cloud 9. Oh my god, guys! So I just woke up this morning and I did the remaining rows for this base panel and the hand panel, and right now I'm just super excited. I think I should actually throw a party. Even though today is the third day of the challenge and I have literally just 2 more days left, not counting today, 2 more days left. I'm super excited because this feels really good. The next bag I'm going to make, I feel is going to be a lot easier on me. After I freshened up and ate, I did my setup and got back to work. So this is my setup right here. This is how I get my headshot. It's more like a tripod stand for me. When I did most of my past crochet projects, I never took record of everything I was doing, and most of the time I always forgot whatever it is I did in that project. And that was why in this project I decided to take record of each moment to make sure that I keep it in my record book and never forget what I did. 68 inches. So right now I currently have all my 3 panels ready. This one that can also work as a scarf. This is going to form the base and the handle, and I can also tie it on my hair like a scarf. It's almost as tall as I am. You should check this out. It's reaching the floor, Jesus Christ. Actually, I can't show you right now, but it went all the way down. To figure out how to join the 3 panels, I had to use Pythagoras theorem. Ha 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 ha. Just kidding. But I had to do a lot of mathematics to figure out the best way to connect the panels together. To connect this base panel to the bag, I had to do a little bit of maths. This panel is 64 in number, and the base of my bag here is 14. So I subtracted the 14 from the 64 and that gave me 50. So I divided the 50 by 2 and that gave me 25. So I counted 1 to 25. Like 1 to 25 on one side and put my stitch marker there. Then counted 1 to 25 on the other side and put my stitch marker there. And that left me with 14 squares for the base of the bag. If you understood anything I said, kudos to you, because at that moment I didn't even understand what I was doing, but I knew I was doing the maths and I was fixing what I wanted to fix. I thought connecting the panels together was going to be the easiest part of the project, but I was surprised to find out that it took me the entire day to connect the panels together. Plus my hands were beginning to ache, my back was aching too, my whole body was paining me, and I didn't want to take a rest. I wanted to get this done, and that was why I slowed down a bit and it took me quite a while to connect the panels. To all my fellow artists out there, I know it's okay to work, but also listen to your body. I wasn't listening to my body and it did quite a lot to me. I used to tell everyone that crochet is therapy to me, but I knew that at the end of this project, I was going to be needing a therapist because of crochet. How ironic. I just finished working on the very first bag. What do you guys think about this one? Stand on my chair. This is a full look. It's almost 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. Today is Tuesday and I started this challenge on Sunday. So I just finished the very first bag today. I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the next bag, which is a sunflower tote bag. So these 4 colors is what I'll be needing for my next project. Without taking a rest after making the first bag, I went ahead to start the sunflower tote bag, which I started around 3:45 p.m. on the 3rd day. To make this sunflower tote bag, I will need to make 13 granny squares. So by the time I was ready to go to bed, I had 3 granny squares to post up. The next morning, I decided that instead of making the squares from beginning to the end, I would only make the inner circles of the squares, then make the square part of it later on. At this point, you are probably wondering why I'm looking so grumpy like I came back from the dead. Well, I was barely eating and sleeping. I was exhausted. I was beginning to think I should call things quits. So today is day 4 of the challenge and I have just 1 bag to post off and 13 squares. Things were not looking good for me at this point. It felt like I was not going to finish these 4 bags before the 5th day, and I was also breaking all the rules that I set for the challenge. With all my 13 squares ready, the next step was connecting the squares. And if you've seen my videos before now, you know how much I love making granny squares and also how much I hate connecting them. So I knew connecting the squares was not going to be very easy for me. The only thing that kept me going was the fact that I knew I was almost done with the second bag. But at one point, I just couldn't take it anymore.
This challenge is really taking a lot from me, and I don't know if I should continue. I'm just It's taking a toll on me mentally.
I wasn't planning to include these clips in the final cut of the video, but telling this story without the pain I felt in this challenge wouldn't make any sense. So if there is anything you take away from this video, let it be that quitting is okay and resting is very important. I wish I had taken my own advice. I wouldn't have burnt out the way I did. So I was really happy that I've finished, not finished, I'm almost done with the sunflower tote bag. Just wanted to finish joining all the skirts together, and I have this. I ended up closing up this part and this part. I got carried away. The mouth is not even big enough to contain anything, so I'll have to lose this part. After correcting the mistake I made in the sunflower tote bag, I decided to keep it aside and start the very third bag. But if I receive $1 each time I make a mistake, I think I'll become a billionaire. So I decided to go to bed even though my room was looking like a mess. The next morning, I woke up around 5 a.m. to continue crocheting the bag because today was going to be the last day and I didn't want to just have only 2 bags to show for the challenge. The third bag I decided to make was a puff stitch bag, and to my surprise it worked off very quickly. In a few hours this challenge will officially be over. I started this challenge by 11:25 a.m. on a Sunday, and by 11:25 a.m. tomorrow, which is Friday, this challenge will be over, and I only have this. Okay, I have one finished bag. Let me get it. This bag, that's the only bag I've completed, and this unfinished bag too. I've not put the handle for this one, and 3 panels for this bag I'm trying to make. So it's remaining one more bag. So in a few hours this challenge will be over, and I have to complete this challenge. So it turns out that I did more rows for the strap than I was supposed to. If you've watched to this part of the video, then you're my hero. Please take a moment to give this video a thumbs up. Let me know what you think so far in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe. With the pace at which I was making the third bag, I thought I was going to be able to make the fourth bag, so I planned to pick a very small project for the fourth bag. But connecting the panels wasn't as easy as I thought, and making mistakes had become second nature to me. It's just 4 minutes to the end of the challenge, and I've been making a lot of mistakes. I've fixed this before, but I made a mistake, so I had to loosen it up again and start again. So I just want to show you what I have. Like, my timer has gone off to mark the end of the 5 days challenge, and what I'm carrying here is what I've been able to do within these 5 days of doing this crochet challenge. So this bag here, as you can see, I've not added lining inside. I've not even done myself a favor in cutting off all these loose threads, sewing in my loose threads and all that stuff. And I also want to add a zipper to it, okay? And this has to be the only bag I was able to finish in this challenge, this bag. Though I still want to do some finishing touches to it. I want to lose it and redo this part of it. Then I have this sunflower tote bag. I've not tightened up my loose threads, neither have I added lining to it, and I'm going to let you be the judge of this challenge. If you're in my shoes, would you consider this challenge a success or a failure, considering that I did not finish the 4 bags before the 5th day, none of the bags I made were lined, and I was barely eating and sleeping, let alone working out.